self-care actually sounds selfish.
It does, and it's so not.
It's quite the opposite.
It's
Because I
quite the
think
opposite.
what I got from what you just said was so true.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, if we are sick, how can we take care of somebody else? If we can't get up and walk around, how can we help that other person that needs our help?
Yes. Welcome to Sensational Sunday. It is a beautiful, wonderful, blessed day. I'm your girl Elise, and as usual, it is my pleasure to be joining you on this episode of Sensational Sunday. I know you have had a busy day, a busy week, and now you have taken the time to chill and relax. And of course, you have chosen the right time and the right place. Today, we had the opportunity of having a chat with the owner and operator of Body Works Cayman. Yes, it's all about taking care of you, taking care of yourself. And so I hope you'll enjoy this episode as, of course, we discuss why it is important for you to take care of your health and to take the time to take care of yourself. Yes, you have chosen the right time to sit and chill with your girl Elise. So come along with us as we talk about self-care. Good day, beautiful people. Welcome to Sensational Sunday, your weekly soul and reset program. I hope you have had a good week so far. Today, we are diving into a subject that's often placed on the back burner: self care. Now, self care is much more than spa days or scented candles, even though that is lovely. It's way beyond that. It's, of course, taking care of yourself so that you can help others. Today, I have a special guest in studio, owner and operator of Body Works Cayman, Diane Donovan. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you, Elise. Lovely to be here.
It's so great having you.
Thank
Self
you.
care seems to be something on everyone's lips. And so I will ask you, where did the journey of self care begin with you?
Well, my journey began very young, I feel. Like I really feel like I began when I was in my late teens. I started doing yoga, and then I went into university into psychology, interestingly enough, which is another form of self-care.
Yes.
And then from there, I became a yoga teacher and a massage therapist, and then a business owner, and just have really been involved in my own self-care from my young adulthood.
Well, you have been taking care of your well being for many years.
Mhm.
And I must say, how has the conversation about self care and well being changed over the years, especially here in Cayman Islands?
Yes. Oh my goodness, it has changed so much. I don't even know that it was a term when I started. It
Uh-huh.
was just something that I felt was really important. I started getting massages when I was in university because I was, I was having a lot of problems with my neck and shoulders and lots of pain.
Mhm.
And so I started doing massages, and then from there, really recognizing the benefit of it, and really also wanting to help others feel the same as I was feeling.
So it's
Mm.
important for your well being.
Mm.
So, we often think of self care as a luxury
Mm.
and that not every person can afford it.
Mhm.
Why do you think self care is not a luxury and it's not optional? Why is it important for well-being?
I think, I mean, just to me, it's very obvious, I should say. I think that if we don't take care of ourselves,
Mhm.
if we aren't, getting our exercise, eating well, getting enough sleep, taking care of ourselves by getting massages or even pedicures, things like that, what happens is we get depleted and our body begins to shut down. It begins to say, no, you're not taking care of me. Why should I take care of you? Kind of idea. So we have to take care.
Frequently, I
Mm.
think about our body. We have our cars, right?
Mm.
And we know we auto service our cars, change the
Mm.
oil, change the filters,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure the engine is working
Mm-hmm.
properly so that we can get to where we are going. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, we can get parts. If we can't get the parts on island, perhaps we
Mm.
can order them from US, Canada, Japan,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
China. We order the parts.
Mm.
Not the same with our bodies.
No, I mean, you can get transplants, but mostly we can't get new parts.
Yes.
And so it is so important that we do take care of our
Mhm.
body, that we recognize how we can't exist without it, in a
Mhm.
sense. And not only just our body, but our mind. What are we doing to take care of our mind? That also is really important for self-care. Yeah.
Explore that concept a little bit more for me.
Mm,
Mind care. You know,
yeah.
it's something that we kind of just brush
Mm,
over a lot of the times.
mm,
And recently had a conversation with teachers
mm,
who are exploring the idea of literacy beyond reading and
mm,
writing, but
mm,
literacy in finance,
mm,
literacy in health
mm-hmm.
care.
Absolutely.
And so when you speak about taking care of your mind, what does that look like for you? For, how would I take care of
Yes.
my mind?
Well, I think that how do we take care? First off, I'd like to point out is that people haven't been taking care of their minds. And that's why we see such a rise in
Depression.
anxiety,
Hmm.
depression, suicide, um, people needing to, you know, stop working because they're having an emotional
Hmm.
mental breakdown. And so, how do you take care of your mind? I mean, there's everything actually, when you're taking care of your body, mostly you also are taking care of your mind,
Right.
right? Exercise is good for the
Hmm.
mind.
Hmm.
Taking breaks, that pause is in your daily life.
Hmm.
Just sitting on your porch with a cup of tea is a way that we take care of our mind. But for me, a big part of my journey in taking care of my mind has been meditation. And meditation is like exercise for the mind.
I find it hard to sit still and don't have like a million things like just
Mm,
rushing
mm,
through my mind. I'm a spiritual person. I
mm,
believe in God,
mm,
and I will spend a moment in
mm,
prayer when
mhm,
I rise in the morning.
mm,
But just to have that moment that
mm,
I am focused
mm,
and being deliberate, I find it really difficult. I will
mm,
take my phone up, right?
mm,
And the intent maybe to read something,
mm,
but pretty soon there are
mm,
messages, there are notifications, there are
mm.
emails, and wow,
Yes.
that moment just
Mm,
becomes a blur. That
mm,
moment when you need to reset is
mhm.
like a blur. It's
Mm.
becoming increasingly difficult to have
Yes.
that silence, that
Yes.
peace, that mind care, you know. The
Absolutely.
more we
Mm.
know, apparently
Hmm.
the more difficult it is.
Yeah, but this is where, I think you already gave the answer in that it's in that moment when you pick up the phone that maybe you're going to read an inspirational reading or you're going to do a meditation on like on an app, right? We pick up our phone and then all this, oh my goodness, these things
Yes,
to take
yes,
care
yes,
of.
yes.
But just recognizing that in the moment. So we pause, all those things being there is not the problem. It's our grasping onto them. It's our
Ah.
oh, I got to take care of this. Oh, I don't like that, our aversions and all of that. But if we just go, it's okay, I will deal with those later. This is my 2 minutes, 5 minutes to calm my mind, to say my prayers, to do my meditation, do my affirmations, whatever. I mean, there's many different forms of meditation that we can do.
All right, so I'll ask you now. Body Works Cayman
Mm.
started a few years ago.
26 years ago.
26 years ago. That's a long time to
Yeah.
be in that business. And of course, it's offering that opportunity for reset. Now, walk me through a typical reset day at your spa.
So at the spa, I mean, we could do many different things, right? And it could be anything. And this, I think, is important to recognize too. It's not necessarily about what you're doing. It's about doing it with the mindset that you're taking care of yourself. So you could come in for a pedicure, like we discussed the other day. We could, just sitting there and having somebody else take care of your feet for you, giving you a nice foot massage helps the body to relax. It triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which takes us out of that fight or flight mode, which is what causes so much of our problems, so much of our stress, anxiety, and disease.
I listen to the conversation, Diane, and immediately what comes to mind is when we do our medicals and we do our checkups and we check our blood pressure and our blood sugar and we go to the physician, and very often we neglect the maintenance that we need to put in before we go and check those stuff. We have to have a sort of a routine. Now, to our listeners who are joining us today, and perhaps they can't go to the spa, what is something that they could perhaps do at home as part of their self-care regime?
One way to start, I think, Elise, you spoke of, is having your morning ritual of prayer, having a gratitude journal at the end of the day, writing down, 3 things that you feel gratitude for the day, going for walks. We live in a beautiful country.
Yes.
And the Caribbean itself, all over, is so fabulous. Going out before it gets hot, going for a 20-minute walk, even a 10-minute walk, will really reset your day, and just making it routine. It takes about 21 days to form new habits. And so if we can just make a commitment, I don't know if I can do this for a year. I don't know if I can even do it next month, but I will do it this month for 21 days. And even if in that month, because most months have at least 28 days, maybe 30 days, okay, I'm going to do it 21 of those 28 or 30 days. So you give yourself some leeway. You can have a day off from your wellness routine, even, we could think, right?
Now, when you speak about wellness routine, I think about women who are juggling careers, children in the household, and sometimes studying. What is one key thing that they can do while juggling all of this? I can't find 20 minutes, they may think. What is one thing that a struggling, juggling mother who barely has time to sit down and watch Sensational Sunday, barely has time to keep up with anything besides the routine? What could they do for their own mental and physical health?
Yeah, Elise, that's a very difficult question because we're all different, right? What might work for me? And I think it's really important that we do something, I call it that joyful effort, that we're putting effort into it. We're showing up. We're going to take care of ourselves, but that there's a feeling of joy around it. So for some people, I mean, if you're a mother with children and you've got a job and all these things, it's very difficult to carve out time for yourself. But you have to. You absolutely have to. And you make a commitment and start small. I think, short times many times, maybe even during the day, is the way to do it. So, okay, I put the kids to bed. I'm going to sit down now with my gratitude journal instead of going onto Facebook, instead of doing the habitual escape type things. Instead of escaping, take time to really be with yourself, to really be with yourself in some way.
I get from
Mm,
you that idea of being deliberate.
mm,
And
mm,
I congratulate you. 26 years in the business.
mm,
It's not just a business for you.
mm,
I
mm,
get that. It's a life. It's who you
mm,
are, and you share the experience of what self care
mm,
has done in your own life. Now,
mm.
there are some men who are listening and they're hearing about juggling, women juggling jobs,
Yeah,
careers, and everything.
yeah,
Self care is for you two gentlemen. And
yes.
so, what offerings the gentlemen who are
Mm,
listening?
yeah.
What can they do to take care of themselves as well?
Well, gentlemen, absolutely. There's so many things you can do to take care of yourself. At the spa, we're seeing more and more men coming in for massages regularly.
Ah,
So whether it's once a week, whether it's once a month, or somewhere in between, it's fantastic to see that. But not only massage, they're coming to meditation, they're coming to yoga, they're also getting other treatments. Pedicures are very popular with men these days, as are facials. So all those things are a way that we're really taking care of ourselves. And we sometimes think that massages and these things are very
luxury. Also,
self-indulgent,
yes.
right? They're luxurious, or, oh, it's my birthday, I get to have one. But when we're getting massages, for example, so many different things are happening. We're getting the lymph moving. It's helping also to calm our heart down. It's taking us usually into a very deep relaxation state, which is just such a wonderful place for the body, because it's in that deep relaxation that natural healing takes place.
And when you express the sentiments,
Mm.
I almost felt a moment of relaxation myself.
Mm.
Um, but on a personal note, in terms of your clients,
Mm.
how has their journey? Can you speak to anybody has been impacted by
Mm.
the self care or change in their life? They've come to your place, they're wound up, they have had a stressful week, stressful day.
Mhm.
What can come into Body Works
Oh, yeah.
do for them? Yeah.
It's, that answer is never ending, really, because I have yoga students, for example, that have been with me for more than 26 years, because I taught someplace else when I first moved here to the island.
Mm.
So when I think of those students that have been with us for 28 years or 30 years, and how they're living their life, how they're members of the community, how they're helping others because they have helped themselves, it just, it just, I can't explain it. It just really gives me great satisfaction, right? And we've had massage clients as well that have been coming for so many years, and that they have benefited so much from it. And when I see somebody who is really engaged and really committed to their self-care, I see how it translates into their life. They're so much more joyful. There's so much resilience is another thing. Resilience is something that we're losing. And when we take care of ourselves, things happen. It's okay. We can pick up
Bounce right back.
and keep moving. And what I see so much is that people are really losing that ability. They get so overwhelmed by events in their lives that, if we take care of ourselves, become what seems like a mountain, we actually see is truly a molehill. Yeah.
So, what I get from the conversation,
Mm,
Diane, is that, you know, self care has benefits that transcend just the feeling good and the spa experience.
mm,
We're talking about your physical well
mm,
being, your mental well being, your emotional well being, your ability to assist your friends and your loved ones.
Mm.
Do you think there possibly could be a connection between self worth and self care?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I mean, I absolutely. I mean, when we take care of ourselves, we feel better about ourselves. We have higher self-esteem. That comes also again with that resilience that we really begin to see that I can do this. And I find this especially with people that do exercise,
Right.
that when you start to exercise, we often think, oh, I can't do that. Oh, that's so hard. I could never exercise. Or with meditation, oh, I can't sit still. My mind is all over the place. But when you actually engage in these practices, we begin to see, oh, I can do these things. I can. And when we really recognize that, it's like an inner, I'll say pride, but it's not sort of that egotistical pride. It's just a deep knowing that we are important members of the society and we are able to help others. And in helping others, also that gives us resilience and pride, like an inner pride, and we feel better. I mean, it's all the two, everything's reciprocal, we could say. We help others, we feel better, we help others, we feel, but again, we need to put on our own mask first. That analogy of getting on the airplane, we can't help the person beside us until we've got our own oxygen. So we start with that, taking care of ourselves.
Well, Diane, your words are
Mhm.
such a powerful and a gentle reminder at the same time that we can't pour into an empty cup. You know, we need to, of course, take care of ourselves. So I want you to speak to a listener who is perhaps hesitant or feeling guilty about taking care of yourself. There are so many other demands that life are throwing at us, left, right, and center. How important? I mean, you have said it more than once, but someone who is hesitant now needs to find out, who needs to hear from you, um, how important it is to take care of you.
It's number one. It's absolutely number one. If you don't take care of you, how can you help anybody else? And so, looking for those ways that really do help you, right? What will make me feel better? What will make me feel stronger, healthier, more present? Being present, we are so busy, so much on our devices, we often aren't actually even hearing what the person is saying. Right? So when we take time, when we take that time to pause, to really be present to ourselves, to listen to ourselves, we're learning also to listen to others, to listen to our children, to listen to our spouse, to really be able to be there for others. And to me, that's always been a key to this, that I take care of myself so I can take care of you.
Phenomenal, so
Mm.
important. And,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know, for those persons who are in the Cayman Islands, they perhaps want to know where to find Body Works Cayman.
Mm.
Where are you located? You know, I am
Mm.
thinking that Mother's Day is around the corner and
Mm.
maybe there are specials happening. Who knows? You have to stay connected and just tell them where to find Body
Yeah,
Works.
so we are here in the Cayman Islands. Physically, we're in Queens Court Plaza on West Bay Road. You can find us online at bodyworkscayman.com, and you can do bookings online, but of course, you can also phone in to book. And yes, of course, we have lots of specials. Every month we have specials. We have lots of classes, both yoga and meditation classes. We have 2 free meditation classes a week. We have workshops going on all the time as well. And we've got a great wellness shop actually too, for that gratitude journal, or for products that maybe will help you feel better. I mean, yes, taking care of yourself isn't about having that beautifully scented candle, but those are props. They're
Yes.
props. They're there to help us I feel that it's so important that we build habits and we build rituals. We have rituals, right? We come home from work, we pick up our phone, we check on what's been happening on Facebook. You know, we have rituals that don't really feed us, but we can develop rituals that really do feed us. So if it is going home at night, lighting a candle, sitting down and having just a moment to write in your gratitude journal, or just to even sit with your child and really listen to them, all those are ways that we're really taking care of ourselves. Mm-hmm.
And I will ask you, I have to throw this one on you. What is your favorite self care ritual? What do you do that you must do that inspires you or keeps you going?
My favorite is, it's a little bit difficult to say because there's different things that I love to do, but I would have to say my favorite is walking on the beach.
There's something about the sound of the ocean. And, I had a friend who visited from China, and he was surprised that so many persons live on an island and still they don't go to the beach. I know we have listeners from around the world. There are listeners in the US and Canada, but there are listeners here in Cayman and in Jamaica and other Caribbean islands. And it's surprising that being so caught up and so busy, they don't get a chance to just embrace that therapeutic aspect of the ocean. So if you're listening to me and you want to make a change now, it's never too late. So
when you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Diane, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Sensational Sunday. I want to remind our listeners that self care is not selfish.
Absolutely.
It's important that you take care of you.
Yes, it is. It's very important that you take care of you. You get out, you go for the walk, you come for a massage. Yoga and meditation also for me has been, I don't know where I would be today if I hadn't got into yoga and meditation, actually.
There you have it. She's not just speaking from theory, she has experienced it herself. So, Sensational Sunday aims to bring story that motivate, inspire, and to add value to your life. So, if you enjoyed the program this morning or today, self care, then of course give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and share this link. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, stay sensational. I'm your girl Elise, and of course, joined by the ever beautiful, the Lady Diane. Have a good one.
I love the ambiance. Wow. Come on in and tell me a little bit about what you do.
Here I'm doing a massage, just for a massage on everything kind of massage.
Okay. What type of massage do you?
Swedish, deep tissue, hot stone, foot massage, reflexology.
Okay, great. How long have you been doing this?
13 years.
13. Awesome. And how?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. And how do you feel when you see the reaction of your patients?
Oh yeah,
Thank you for what you
Thank
do,
you so
and thank you for sharing with us.